Welcome to Candid Conversations with Candidates, sponsored by Crowing Power in partnership with Lakes Media Collaborative and the Brainerd Lakes Chamber. I'm Lisa Paxton. It's my pleasure to be with you today, and joining me is James Walleen, candidate for mayor of the city of Brainerd. Welcome, James.
Thank you, Lisa.
Good to have you here. We're going to start first with your opening comments.
Thank you. First off, I would like to thank the Brainerd Lakes Chamber, the Lakes Media Collaborative, as well as sponsored by the Crowing Power, for this opportunity to express my desire to be re-elected to the office of the mayor of Brainerd. One of the major assets that I have to offer is that over the years I have been president of the council, served on both council committees and chair of both, worked with administrative staff as well as our department heads on issues affecting our city and understanding these issues that affect our city now as well as in the future. I continue to have both the desire and energy to continue to serve this great city of ours. Brainerd is a charter city in which our form of government is having a strong council and a weak mayor's type of government, which, unlike Baxter, is a statutory city with a voting mayor along with their council. The Brainerd City Council makes the decisions that are needed to make a better city, while the mayor's role is to advise our council if warranted, but mainly to be an ambassador and promote our city, which I am proud to do. I'm a retired veteran after serving and retiring from the Minnesota National Guard after 35 years of service. Also, being a successful business person, I have literally brought millions of dollars worth of business into Brainerd from outstate, which I'm also truly proud of. I have been married to my wife, Minna, for over 44 years, blessed with 4 children, Todd, Amy, David, and Mindy, along with 10 grandchildren. And I have been a lifelong resident of Brainerd. Being well aware of the role in making this a healthy community, I take time to meet with our business and industries in Brainerd to express appreciation for their contribution to our city and determine ways the city can contribute to their success. As mentioned before, I feel that my working knowledge and having had experience in our city government, I will continue to be a strong mayor for the city of Brainerd. I ask for your vote on November 2nd. Thank you.
James, thank you. Let's have a conversation.
Why not?
Okay.
I look this way now.
You can look at me or you can look at the camera.
I'd like to look at you.
Okay.
The camera scared me.
That's all right. As an ambassador, you're ambassador as a mayor position, but you'll also have an opportunity to recommend options to the city council. If there's a tie, you have a vote to cast. So you're very engaged in the politics of the city, even as a mayor. So when we think of the city of Brainerd receives about half of its operating fund through local government aid.
Correct.
And what happens if the state further reduces Brainerd's portion of local government aid? Say they reduced it by another 10%, leaving you with only 90% of your budget, or a loss of $800,000. What would you accomplish with 90% of the city's budget?
It would really hurt our city, Lisa. If you take a look that, as you say, roughly 3.5 to 4 million is LGA. And the reason we get that much is because our entire city is made up of what I consider non-taxable property. You take all of the schools, you take the college, the DNR, the government buildings, the county government buildings, all of the other properties we have in the city are, for the most part, half of them are rentals. And so the tax base is really slim compared to most communities that do not have the situation we do have. Mm-hmm. We are a service to the community. We have fire, police, street and sewer, as well as the park system, which is absolutely beautiful in our city. And the only thing we have is service, and service requires people. And people require wages and benefits. And so if you take that kind of cuts out of our budget, it really makes us have to scramble, because we're not a manufacturing company that can make more widgets. Mm-hmm. We are a service. And so it really would be very difficult to have those kind of cuts made to our city.
Okay. Well, great segue into cuts, because recently the City Council decided to restructure the fire department, reduce the parks department, and other items to balance the budget, only to have those items overturned later on by the council. So would you have supported those budget reductions, or would you have had a different approach to looking at the budget?
I would have had a different approach in looking at the budget. I think, number one, unless, and we've had, we're one of the few communities that have a full-time fire department, but they encompass such a large area, and we service not only Baxter, but all of Brainerd, as well as townships and that, you know, within the area. And so to cut those completely, I think it would be very difficult to provide a service that we've been used to in the past.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one? I'm sorry.
Well, I think, would you have supported those budget reductions, or would you have a different approach to
I would have had a
balancing?
different approach to that. I think that there's more than one way upon the skin a cat. Mm-hmm. And so I think that you need to look at all of the options and what can we do differently, or how do we handle different situations. And that one, to me, we could look at it in a different venue.
Okay. So. Well, I know a topic that you enjoy talking about is the Brainerd Main Street area, the Central Business District of Brainerd. And the City of Brainerd has allocated funding to support the Main Street program over the last 4 years. Mm-hmm. As mayor, would you advocate to support continued funding to maintain that program? Well,
I think one of the things we did, Lisa, was the fact that we did really revitalize downtown. And, you know, years ago it was where everything was, all the stores were in downtown. But with the revitalization of downtown, I think the fact that we have had a community person that has really brought the downtown together, and I think that, you know, she did an excellent job, and to continue that, how the funding would, say, go down the road, I don't know. But I do really support it. I think it's a real asset to our community to have that program and all of the things that's involved in our downtown. I mean, this is our heritage here.
Mm-hmm. Good, okay. So economic development, economic vitality, jobs are all important for the community of Brainerd. As mayor, how would you support and encourage economic development?
Well, one of the things I think we are blessed really is have a couple of organizations. One of them is the Brainerd Lakes Area Development Corporation. Sheila does an excellent job, along with the staff, of contacting and working with companies and trying to get those people to, you know, either come into Brainerd or close by Brainerd. We have an industrial park that is vacant in a lot of areas. We are even looking at possibly donating the land and then have them just pay for the infrastructure that was put into place, trying to entice other businesses to come into our city.
Okay, good. Anything else you want to add as far as your candidacy for the city of Brainerd?
Well, to me, the good Lord has really blessed me. And just to let you know, I was born and raised on a small farm in a long house. We had no running water, no electricity, and this was a couple of miles east of Nisswa. To one day become the mayor of the city I have literally known, been a part of all my life, is almost incomprehensible. And I still pinch myself sometimes. So I really would like to serve our city for another 4 years. Like I say, God has blessed me in so many ways, and I would love to have that honor. And so I ask people to vote November 2nd and allow me to continue serving as the mayor of Brainerd.
Thank you, James. And thank you, all of you, for joining us today for a candid conversation with candidates. And remember, as James said, vote November 2nd.